Hey guys, Courtney Essentials here, and I'm here in my bathroom again. Figured I'd show you my natural hair gel routine for curly hair. I like to use a combination of flaxseed gel and gelatin gel, which those can all be found online recipes. I tweak them a little bit for my particular hair type and needs. So maybe, hopefully sooner than later, I'll make a video on that. So, first of all, you are going to need to comb out your hair. Well, at least I comb out my hair. A lot of curly girls don't because it breaks up the clumps. It does if I were to put product in my hair when it's just damp like it is now. But the flaxseed gel resaturates it really, really well because it's made of mainly just water. So it re-clumps it nicely. So I'm just going to get all the tangles out. Otherwise, if I don't, my curls aren't as smooth. Well, I should say that. And this is what I look like with straight hair already. Boring. God knew what he was doing when he made curly hair on me. So, first of all, I have my flaxseed gel. Isn't that awesome? It's pretty awesome. It's kind of a egg white consistency. Oh, and you're going to need a hair clip, which I always keep in my shower. So, I'm going to pin half of it up. And I'm going to start applying this in sections. Now, when I say saturate, I mean saturate. From root to tip. So it's kind of, looks just like gel, just a little bit more snotty. Smells really good. I put a combination of oils in it for shine and also for like helping your hair grow, to stimulate the growth. So you can see I do several different kind of techniques. But once I rake it through, I kind of just start clumping it together just so it's clumped up. And just do the back. Okay, so you can tell it's already starting to clump. There's no curls yet, but that's because it is like wet. Like I could wring out this gel, but we're not going to. So I'm going to take another section. And I'm just going to continue sectioning off. I have relatively thin hair, but I still like to do it in 4 or 5 sections, sometimes 6, just to make sure I get it completely throughout my hair. And I've got like tangles in the back. My hair's already starting to clump and kind of go together in the back. So as I'm doing this, the reason I rake it is to really get it smooth, because otherwise it can get frizzy when it dries. Make sure to really soak it in the back. And my hair tends to want to go towards my face in the back, so I kind of comb it backwards. Ah, tangle. Okay. And see, pretty smooth. You can see all the, yeah, it's not bad. It's pretty smooth. All the pieces that stick up, that's what I don't want. I want it to be all smooth. So I'm going to continue to do this on my rest of my hair, and I'll show you the next step. Okay, we're back. So I completely saturated my hair. And now, because it's like wet, and if I let it dry just like this is what it's going to look like dry. We don't want that. So I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to run my fingers through my scalp and kind of move it around a little bit. And then I'm going to scrunch, scrunch, scrunch. So the product all gets mixed together and I start forming curls. I usually take my fingers and go on the scalp and kind of roughen it up a little bit and then scrunch the product more. I no longer rake because I'm clumping my curls now. So you can go to the other side. And you can hear that nice squishy sound. It's all the product in there. And you get some good clumps going on. So the reason I shake the the root of my hair is so that my curls don't lay flat. And it also helps just kind of break it up a little bit so it's not so pasted to my head, essentially. So, now for the next. Okay, so you've shaken your hair, you've scrunched it. Now if you're using just the flaxseed gel, go ahead and take a white t-shirt or a cotton t-shirt like the one I have on and scrunch your hair upside down to the side, get all the extra excess out, and then you can either air dry or diffuse. I can use just flaxseed gel, but I end up, when it's dry, having to use even more. And I've noticed that the gelatin gel adds that extra oomph of hold, and you don't have to use barely any of it. I keep mine in a plastic container. Now, normally it looks like Jell-O, but I have frozen it because it doesn't last very long in the refrigerator, maybe a week. I freeze it, unfreeze it when I need it, freeze it, unfreeze it when I need it, and eventually it becomes goo, which I prefer because when it's gelatinized, it's very hard to emulsify in your hands. So, how I do this part is I usually start on one side and work to the other. Now, before I do this, I should probably part my hair in the way I want it parted. A lot of times I just kind of say, oh, okay, that looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and put it where I want it, the part, or about where I want it. For us round face girls, it's always good to do it on the side. And it's also good for curly haired girls too. So that's good enough. Yeah. Okay, so you have your gel. I usually just like dip my fingers in there like that. Blah. Kind of shake it off a little bit. And then rub it in between your hands, and it literally feels like nothing. It smells really good because I put oils in it. And I scrunch it in from root to tip. And then I do the back, and I do the same way. You can use just gelatin gel. I kind of swap. I mix up. I find that the flaxseed gel, though, is a lot more moisturizing and clumps hair better, and just overall makes it shinier and sleeker. So I'm going to keep doing this. I usually do it about 4 different times all the way around my head. And also I will say, if you do just the gelatin gel, make sure your hair is soft and wet when you do this, because otherwise your hair will dry like stiff as a board. It works that effective. And start very smallly. This is an experiment project with your hair, doing it natural, because you're not sure how your hair is going to react. And it depends on how much hair you have. So if you have thinner hair and you use as much as I do, your hair's going to be very stiff and very crunchy. Now, it is kind of like gel. When it dries, the crunch can be scrunched out. But if you use too much, there's no taking that stiffness out. So, there it is. All scrunched, got all the product in there. Grab your shirt. I have a ton of white t-shirts meant for just my hair. So, I'm going to scrunch to the side. And just scrunch it like I normally scrunch it, except in the t-shirt. And gonna move your shirt around. Do not use a towel for this. The terry cloth fibers in a towel roughen up the cuticle and make your hair frizzy. Yeah. Don't use a towel. Use cotton or something that's meant for curly hair. Even microfiber is good. So I'm going to continue doing this. Do it on the sides, and then I'm going to flip my head upside down and scrunch it really well. Not too much, but enough to get the moisture out. And then I'm going to flip my head back, right side up, position my part again, and diffuse. So we'll see you in a minute. Okay, I'm back. And I changed because I hate white t-shirts. So I wanted to reiterate about scrunching. I just got done scrunching all the moisture out of my hair, or excess moisture, water out of my hair, and it does feel like it has product in it now, mainly because of the gelatin, just because gelatin is it's a hard gel when it starts to dry. But I wanted to say, on my hair particularly, and a lot of curly girls' hair, do not use a terry cloth towel because it does roughen up the cuticle and make it frizzy. Once you have it almost styled, don't touch it. Like, seriously, you can scrunch it as you kind of dry or move it around a little bit, but don't finger it unless you have product in your hands and you're wanting to make more curls. The flaxseed gel does a beautiful job with clumping, as you can tell, and it'll clump even more. I like to let it rest afterwards, right before I dry it, just because it helps to clump it a little bit more, and then I start to blow dry. But I just wanted to say, be careful with the frizz, because you move it around too much, mess with it too much, it's gonna get frizzy. So the right product and the right application is very important, and you may have to experiment with your hair type. I know I did. It took me over a year to figure out the hair gel I wanted to use. I liked the idea of flaxseed, but just flaxseed alone didn't work for me. I had to add shea butter and Epsom salt and glycerin and a couple of little things to make it fit my hair and my needs. So without further ado, let's blow dry. So I have this awesome Conair blow dryer. Has a little diffuser, it's detachable on it. I like it because it even on high, it doesn't blow very hard, but I always use it on hot and use the button to interchange to keep it just warm, not too hot. And I use it on low. So again, less frizz because you're not moving your hair around. I usually put it in my roots like this and lift up and turn it on and then let it dry most of the way. And I continue to kind of push up on my roots like that and go all the way around until the base of my head is pretty dry, or I don't know, 50 to 60% dry. Flip my hair upside down, do the base of my crown, and then I dried the bottom part last, because this actually, believe it or not, dries the quickest. And since it's older hair, you don't want to dry it too much and frizz it. I do not dry it 100% dry. I stop about 60 to 70%, and then I usually either clip it or bobby pin it, and to get some roots, some lift at the roots, and then I let it dry the rest of the way. So let's begin. All right, so finished blow drying. Parts on the wrong side, although I kind of like this better. So I'm just gonna leave it. So I do, when the roots get dry, I usually take my fingers under and kind of wiggle around a little bit just to kind of break it up. Not a lot, very small amount. And now we can do some clipping. You can use bobby pins for your roots if you want. These little bobby pins, you spread them, you put them through your part, on either side of your part, just to help lift. And I think I'll use one for that purpose. So I've actually never used bobby pins before. So it should be interesting. Like that. Yeah, looks pretty good. I'll probably clip this little dude out of the way in the meantime. And then, let's see, I think I'll use a few more. Usually I use clips like this. You can use smaller ones. I use these big ones just because sometimes I blow dry my hair with these in my hair. And air can get through them real easily. It works pretty good. I'm thinking these bobby pins might work better though. So you're supposed to put it right through your part. Sorry, I'm using my mirror. I guess I should use my phone so you can see. So it helps get some volume. And then very end of my part. So, okay. I think that's good. Yeah. Volumize. So I'm going to blow dry just the top of my head for a minute just to warm it up so that it will stay. And we're back. So my hair is mostly dry and got some pretty good clumps and pretty good shine. I'm going to gently take out my bobby pins. Okay, I think I got them all. So now that it's dry, it's mostly dry. It's probably 98% dry. There's a little bit of dampness to it, but not much. So now that it's mostly dry, run my fingers through the scalp again. Just kind of shake up the scalp. Add some more volume and scrunch out the stiffness. There's not very much stiffness at all. So which tells me I did a good job applying the gelatin gel. Okay. I got some pretty good volume going on. You can kind of change it up if you want. Kind of move your parts over if you want to add even more volume. There we go. There. And that's it. You're good to go. Now sometimes on especially like really humid days, or maybe my hair just needs a little help because it's dry, you can add more flaxseed gel. The flaxseed gel used while dry actually makes your hair clump even more. And a lot of times I will use it, especially if say in 4 hours I go somewhere, I'll use a little bit more gel just to make sure everything's tamed and even looking, but it's pretty good. It feels very, very, very soft. Very soft, very flowy feeling. And the volume is really, really good. Now, flaxseed gel is not for everybody. And like I said before, you have to kind of play around with it for your own hair type. Most curly girls that I've seen that use it use just flaxseed, nothing else. When they make their hair gel, I have to use a little bit extra more just to steal the cuticle because my hair is particularly rough. And if you do have thinner hair and use the flaxseed gel, it's going to weigh it down because it does give it some weight, but not a whole bunch, obviously, because I have volume. The gelatin gel, it doesn't do much except just give you hold. Doesn't smooth your hair, doesn't make it very shiny, I will say that. But it gives extremely good hold, and if you use just it, you do have to work your curls a little bit more to get it how you want it, because however your hair is when it dries, that's what it's going to look like. The flaxseed gives you a little bit more, I don't know, flexibility with your hair. So yeah, that's it guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any other questions or want to see something else, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Check out my website, CourtneyEssentials.com, and check out all my essential oils, my blog, a little bit about me, and we'll see you next time. Bye.